The first time most people open Google Tag Manager, their reaction is usually, the f is this? But if you're running ads across multiple platforms, GTM is one of the best ways to clean up your tracking and keep everything organized in one place. So in this video, I'll show you how Google Tag Manager actually works, how to use it to manage multi-platform ad tracking, and how to track more specific conversion events without turning your whole setup into a mess. Hey everyone, it's Axel here, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through Google Tag Manager and how to use it correctly. The first thing that confuses almost everyone at first glance is what GTM even does. The easiest way to think about it is this. Google Tag Manager allows you to manage all of your tracking codes in one place on your website. So instead of installing Google ads, Facebook ads, Reddit ads, all these ad platforms separately onto your website, GTM acts as the middleman where you install all of them onto GTM and then you grab that one code and then install it on your website instead. So when you first open Google Tag Manager, the first thing you will be prompted to create is something called a container. So I'm in a container right here. And within your container, you'll notice that there's a couple things. There's tags, triggers, variables, folders, and templates. So you can think as the container as the main hub where all of your tracking and events live. Once your container is created, the first thing you'll want to do is grab your container code and install it on your website. So the way you find this is you find this code right up here that says GTM with a couple letters behind it, click on it, and it'll give you two codes. One of them should be installed in the head of every single page of your website. So that's what this one right here that you just copy and paste into the back end. And then the other one you copy and paste, but in the body of the website. So once both of these codes are installed on your website, what happens is that your GTM container is installed on your website. And from this point onwards, whenever you create tags, triggers, variables, or anything within this container code and then publish it, that will then go live into this container code that you just published on your website, and it will start to track automatically that way. The next thing you'll notice in GTM are tags and triggers right here on the left. Tags are essentially your actual tracking code. So think of things like your Google Universal tags, your Facebook pixel, your conversion events, things of the sort. Those are all labeled as tags. A tag is essentially what you want to track, whereas the triggers tells those tags when to fire. So that could be a page view, a button click, a form fill, a purchase, anything of the sort. So in summary, triggers essentially tell tags when to fire, and then all of your tags live within your main container code, and that container code is installed on your website. That way everything is cleanly in one code on the back end of your website, as opposed to having all of these triggers and tags installed individually on the back end of your website. So for example, let's say now that I wanted to install a Facebook pixel on the back end of my website using Google Tag Manager. The first thing I would do is make sure that this code right here and this code right here are both installed on the back end of my website. That way my container code is live. The next thing I would want to do is essentially install that pixel code, and that would essentially live as a tag. So what I want to do here is I want to click on my tag, click on new. I would call this tag Facebook pixel, for example. I would then click on tag configuration right here, insert a custom HTML code where you would essentially paste your meta pixel right here. So what you want to do is go on your Facebook ad account, find that meta pixel code, copy it, and then paste it right here. And then when it comes to the triggering, a Facebook pixel should be installed on every single page of the website. So the way you want it to trigger is you want to trigger this on every single page whenever there's a page load, pretty much. So if I were to save this, what would happen is that this pixel code right here would essentially be triggered on every single page of the website, which is what we want the Facebook pixel to do. And then I would essentially click save. Now this Facebook pixel, you can see it is down here, but it's not actually live on my website because currently it is saved as a draft. What I want to do if I want to make it live within this container code right here is I want to click on submit right here and then publish the last change I made, which is essentially adding the Facebook pixel tag. So I want to click on continue here, click on publish, wait for that to load. And once this is all done, this essentially means now that this is live and this tag is now essentially live on this container code, which is on my website, meaning that my Facebook pixel is now installed on my website. If you want to be sure if this is actually working correctly or not, what you can do is you can click on the preview mode right here to open what's called the Google Tag Manager Assistant. You're then prompted to essentially open your website, click on connect right here. So what it's going to do is it's going to open your website, which is this one right here in my case, and the tag assistant. And the way this works is it tells you which of your tags fired whenever you viewed certain pages or completed certain actions on your website. So right now I can essentially see that right off the bat, my Facebook pixel fired. And this is good because I actually want it to fire on every single page of the website. If I click on this blogs page right now, what I want to happen is the Facebook pixel to fire again, because again, it should be firing on every single page of the website. So if I go back here and click on this page, I can see that my Facebook pixel fired there as well. So everything is good here, and this has been correctly installed because it's always firing on every single page of the website. So in simple terms, that's how you install, let's say, a base code on an ad platform. Now, let's say we want to do something a bit more complicated and track a specific conversion event, such as a form fill through Google Ads. Now, to do something something like this, you would have to do it in 2 steps. Number 1, you would have to install the main ad platform code on the backend of your website. In other words, that would be your Google Ads universal code. And then the second thing you would want to do is create the conversion event and connect that to your GTM as well. So let's do that in 2 steps. I'll start by connecting the Google Ad account first. So what I would want to do is I would want to click new right here and create a new tag where this would be my Google Ad tag. Click on tag configuration. I would then click on Google Ads right here and click on Google Ad. Now here it's asking me for my tag ID. The way to find that is you essentially go into your Google Ads account like this, find any conversion action. It really doesn't matter which one it is. And what you'd want to do is wait for this to load, scroll down to the tag setup right here, use Google Tag Manager, and then your conversion ID is this. It doesn't matter which conversion event you pick because the conversion ID will always be the same and is universally the same on the account essentially. So this is essentially my universal Google Ad account ID, and I want to copy and paste that into this right here. Also note that usually a universal code for Google Ads has an AW dash in front of it. So what I want to do is this. And then as far as the triggering goes, I want to make sure that this fires on every single page of the website. So right now I can see that it is currently set to this by default. And then I would click on save. So what I have now is I essentially have my Google tag that is currently live on every single page of the website. And what I could do is I could just run a test to make sure that the exact same thing happens, just like how I tested my pixel. That's the first step. The second step now is if I wanted to track a form fill, what I would want to do is essentially create a conversion event that essentially fires when a form fill occurs. So in order to do this, I would want to make sure that I have 2 things. The first thing is I want to make sure that I have a form fill or a submit lead form event already created in my Google Ads account. So I already have that ready to go here. I have a lead action right here that is marked as a submit lead form right here. So this is essentially the conversion action that I want to now link to my Google Tag Manager. So what I want to do is click on this and click on tag setup and click on Google Tag Manager. And then from here, I'm going to go back into Google Tag Manager. And what I want to do is now create a new tag. I already have my Google tag. I'm just essentially now creating my conversion form fill tag. So what I want to do is click on new. I'm then going to call this Google Ads form fill like this and fix the small typo right there. On tag configuration, I'm going to select Google Ads. Instead of clicking Google tag right here, I'm going to click on Google Ads conversion tracking. It's going to ask for 2 different things. The first thing is the conversion ID. So what I can do is just go here, find my conversion ID for this conversion action, paste it right there, and it'll recognize that the Google tag is found in this container. If you don't see a check mark, go back to the previous step and make sure that your Google tag is correctly installed on Google Tag Manager first. And then the second thing you want to do is find your conversion label for that specific conversion event, which is this. I would then copy that and paste it right here. Now, we're not done here because we still have to set how this conversion action is triggered. And unlike the Facebook pixel and the Google tag that I just installed, which should be triggered on every single page of the website, this should only be triggered when a form is filled. So what I want to do here is click on triggering, and instead of choosing this initialization all pages, what I want to do is click on plus, create a brand new trigger, which I'll call form fill like this. Click my trigger configuration. I'm then going to scroll down until I find the form submission one, which is this one right here. For this specific use case, I want to track when any form fill on the website is completed. If you wanted to track a specific form, what you can do instead of tracking all forms is you can select some forms. So let's say you have a specific form that lives on a certain place on your website. What you could do is select a variable. Let's say page URL contains, and then let's say you want to only track a form fill that is on your /about page. Then what you would do is write about right here. That way, only the form that is on the about page or the URL, which essentially contains about, only fire this conversion event when that specific form is filled. But for this case specifically, I want to track when any form on this website is filled out. So I'm going to leave this on all form, click on save. So that's my triggering step done. And then once that's done, I'll essentially click on save right here. And then from there, what will happen is you will essentially have a Google Ads conversion tracking event that is set up right here as a form fill. And what I want to do is essentially submit these changes, click on publish, click on continue. That way my Google tag and my Google Ads conversion event, which is the form fill, are both now live on my container. And what I want to do next is essentially test if this is working correctly. So same thing as last time, what I can do is click on preview right here. I'm going to open up my website. So I can see now that in my tag assistant, if I click on continue, that my Google Ads conversion tracking, which is the most recent form fill type right here that I just created, has not actually been fired. You can see that my pixel and my Google tag have both been fired, but not this one. And this is good because I actually haven't filled out a form yet. So what I want to do is fill out a form and see if it actually triggers. What I can do is I can go on this website right here, and let's say go on this page, click this listing, and then a form should come up right now. And so I can see that the form has come up now. I can also see that this form fill event has not been fired yet, which is good because I haven't actually filled out the form. So what I can do is go back here, type in a fake name, let's say as a test lead, and then type in a fake phone number and click this box and click I'm finished. And now I essentially filled in the form. So what I want to do is go back to my tag assistant, and now I can see that this form fill event has actually been fired. So I know that this is actually working correctly now. And so now we're in a place where we have a couple things set up on our Google Tag Manager code. So we essentially have a Facebook pixel that is installed on the back end. We also have our Google tag that is installed on the back end. And we also have a conversion event through Google Ads, which fires when a form is filled. So that's the current setup we have. And that's essentially how you set up your main ad platform codes on the back end of your website and how you set up conversion events as well. Now let's take this a step further and track something that you can't easily configure inside an ad platform directly. But before we do that, if you like this video so far, feel free to give me a like and a subscribe below. That way you're updated on all my newest videos to come. So as a more advanced example, let's say we wanted to track an engaged view, which specifically only fires on a certain page of the website and only fires if someone has been on that specific page for at least 10 seconds or more. So here's how we would do that. So let's use this page as an example, which is my blogs page. Let's say I wanted to track anyone who has been on this page specifically for 10 seconds or longer. So what I would do is I would go back into my Google Tag Manager, and I would actually start by configuring my trigger first. So what I can do is click on triggers right here, click on new, and I would call this essentially 10-second viewed like this. And for my trigger configuration, what I'm going to do is scroll down and select timer right here, where my event name is the standard GTM.timer. My interval is in milliseconds. So if I want 10 seconds, that essentially means 10,000 milliseconds. So I'm going to type in 10,000 right here. And I don't want this to actually repeat. I only want this to fire once after 10 seconds and not a second time after that. So my limit is 1 because I only want it to fire once. Specifically, I only want this to fire on this blog page right here. So what I can do is I can make sure that this only fires when the page URL contains the word blog, for example. And so what this trigger is going to do is it's only going to fire when someone is on this page specifically and they've been on this page for at least 10 seconds or more. So that's my trigger all done. The next thing I want to do now is configure my tag. But before I configure a tag, I actually want to go into Google Ads and configure a conversion event that I can actually link to this. So what I want to do is go into my conversion section, click on summary right here, scroll down and create a conversion action. Specifically, this is going to be conversions on a website. So I'm going to untick this box and click on save and continue. Next is I'm going to scroll down here until I find the page view event, which is this one right here. I'm going to select that, click on create conversion through this tag right there. And I'm going to make this manually. So I'm going to select that option. Under my conversion settings, I can set this to secondary because I don't really care as much as a lead, for example. I can call this page view 10 seconds, specifically on the blog page, where I don't have an assigned value for this and I only count 1 per person. I can click done right here and click on save and continue. So that's essentially my conversion action done and complete within my Google Ad account. Now what I want to do is connect this to my trigger within GTM. So what I want to do is start by finding this conversion action that I just created, which is right here. If I scroll down under the page view and click on that. Next, I'm going to scroll down, click on tag setup and click on the Google Tag Manager one. And I'm going to wait right here and go back into the Google Tag Manager. And the next thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm under tags now. Click on new. I'm going to call this blog page 10-second view. And as my tag configuration, this is going to be a Google Ads conversion tracking type of event. So I'm going to select that. Under my conversion ID, I'm going to copy paste that from my account and put it into here. And then same thing for my conversion label. I'm going to select that and then paste it right here. I don't want a conversion value for this and I don't want a transaction ID either because this is not an e-com related conversion event. And as for currency code, I don't really care about that either. So all of this is done. The only thing I want to do is tell Google Tag Manager when to essentially fire this conversion event, which is this one right here. And I want to fire that using the trigger I previously just created. So what I can do here is click on triggering. And what I'll see here now is this 10-second viewed trigger event that I previously created appears. And what I want to do is click on that and then click on save. And before I test this, again, I want to just click on submit and click on publish just to make sure that all of these things I just did go live on that container code. So that's all done. Now I can go back to my main dashboard and I can now preview it to see if this is actually working correctly. So the way I would do this is click on preview. I'm going to copy and paste my website right here and click on connect. So now it's just connecting to my tag assistant. So I can see that my website is now open and I can see that my Google tag, my conversion linker, and my Facebook pixel have all triggered. This is fine because they're all supposed to trigger on every single page. I can also see that my form fill event right here has not fired. That's good. And I can also see that my blog page 10-second view has not fired. This is actually good because currently I'm not actually on the blog page yet. So it's actually a good thing that this is not fired. What I can do to test this is I can click on my blogs page and I can go back here and I can now see that my blog page still has not fired. This is actually good because it has not been 10 seconds of me being on the page yet. So if I wait just about 5 more seconds, we can see that that now swapped to up here and this actually fired after being on this page for a total of 10 seconds. essentially meaning that this is now working correctly as well. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of how GTM works, how you can use it to clean up the code on your website, and how you can use it to track more specific events like the one I just did. There's actually a lot more you can do with this platform, and you can track things like purchases, repeat purchases, add to carts. You can connect other platforms like TikTok and Reddit ads all in one place. The possibilities are pretty much infinite, and you can get as granular as you want. But hopefully you found this useful. If you're still having issues with this and you'd like some help, or if you want someone to simply just run your ads for you, you can feel free to book a call using the link in the description below. That way me and you can have a chat. And as usual, if you have any specific questions on anything I just did there, feel free to drop that in the comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.